Serious problems continue to occur in Tibet over Chinese occupation with no resolution in sight. The protests and violence have continued to escalate ever since the Chinese took control of the small country's government in 1950. By 1959, the exiled Dalai Lama had set up a rival government in exile. To this day, this government in exile has operated from India. The Chinese claim to have brought prosperity to Tibet, while Tibetan monks blame the Chinese for brutal oppression and a trampling of their human rights. The number of self-immolations is now increasing rapidly and meeting ever greater Chinese cruelty response. In the earlier years, this form of horrifying death protest was done strictly by elderly monks. What is a bit more concerning these days is that it is now being done by younger people, some of whom are young mothers. In an earlier edition of the Infidel, we reported on 30-year-old Tibetan mother Kalki. She had doused herself with gasoline and set herself ablaze in a horrifying 15-minute exhibition of self-immolation. Since 2009, a minimum of 117 people have done the same thing. Still, the Dalai Lama in exile calls the gruesome acts as understandable and refuses to specifically call for them to stop. Others do not understand why he fails to make things clear. Director of Modern Tibet Studies at Columbia University, Robbie Barnett, said he is puzzled by the Dalai Lama's failure to act decisively in this situation and his decision not to advise people to consider their dependence before killing themselves. Meanwhile, for the Chinese, it is business as usual. For Tibetan Buddhists, their struggle for human rights and religious freedom continues. Germany's highest court concluded last week that registered gay couples are entitled to the same benefits as married heterosexual couples. In a 6-2 decision will require change to the current law. Ultimately, the ruling is based on Germany's constitution, which states that all persons shall be equal before the law. Germany's constitution goes even farther than the U.S. version when it specifically states that the special protection of the state to marriage and the family is to be protected. What is interesting to note is that those siding with the majority could find no legally valid reason to treat either set of couples differently. Conservative groups like the Christian Social Union, who are opposed to the decision, claim the same tired arguments as always. They feel that their own set of Christian values are being diluted by the all-inclusive decision. With elections coming this September, the issue is likely to be pivotal in the re-election bid of Conservative Chancellor Angela Merkel. She is still the leading candidate according to recent poll data, but will need the help of conservative groups to win re-election this time around. The issue is a powerful one in Germany right now, following the decisions in France and other countries which passed gender equality laws. General Secretary for the Social Democrat Party noted that the previous law was supported by the conservatives who are currently in power. He said that it's no surprise that the government's family and tax policy is unconstitutional and is based on homophobic, discriminatory views of Merkel's conservatives.